suck. That sucked. That just... How did that not get called? How did that not get called? Fucking incomplete pass. Ugh. Oh, my voice is gone. Not to say that we would have won the game because our offense was crap the entire time, but god damn. NFL officials are just too terrible lately. I mean, like, it's not just for the Seahawks, though. I feel as a biased Seahawks fan, we get just screwed by calls all the time. And well, you guys are probably going to reference the Green Bay game from last year, but I was one out of like 1,000, and in the end, it didn't really affect the playoff actually at all. Well, this is the second time in 3 weeks we've had the chance to lock it up, and we haven't. Goddamn voice. But I just... play calling was crap. Darrell Bevels just doesn't know what to do. Run, pass. Generally. Just run, pass. I don't know what's wrong with... I don't think it's Marshawn Lynch because he can't run through what feels like 12 people out there. Because his offensive line just isn't run blocking. And they were doing better in the pass blocking until today. But, I mean, it was just a combined bad effort. And Russ Wilson played terrible. I mean, I love the guy, but he just... God, he played terrible. There was a play where he went to Doug Baldwin and made a nice pass. Doug tiptoed it in, but he fell out and he dropped it. It hit the ground. But he had an easy first down just to run it. And I know he doesn't like to run it or anything, but please if this is on a second down play, then I completely agree with it. But the third down and 1, when you could have just easily run it out. He had the guy beat, and then he went for the less percentage throw. And the Rams are scary as shit. The Rams scare the shit out of me. That's all I gotta say. I probably in my ignorance thought we were going to beat the crap out of the Cardinals because we beat them at home like 33 to like 24 or 34 to like 20 or something. I don't know. We pretty much dominated them. And then Carson Palmer comes in here and throws like 4 picks and wins and like clink. Like, that does not happen. I mean, I've never heard somebody lost at home. Kind of makes us feel vulnerable when I felt like if we got that first seed, we would be cruising pretty good. Oh, man. This is going to be start doing a regular thing because I just get too mad. Just calm down a little bit, but it's just too aggravating to just watch these guys and watch these NFL officials just make terrible calls. The fumble that was not picked up, or that was not overturned, I could somewhat agree with because it wasn't inconclusive. But like from the 2 angles that he pieced them together, one angle you saw the ball come out, and from that angle at the same timestamp, god damn it, voice, sorry. I was yelling a lot. I don't know if you guys know. At the same timestamp, you could see that his arm wasn't down. So just piecing the 2 together, coming to a junction, you can see that the ball was out. And they didn't, and they gave him 3. But God. The San Francisco game earlier, just every time we had a positive play, I don't know. Everybody can agree that they have had some terrible calls this year. The Redskins got just absolutely just boinked on a call earlier. 49ers. Hate them with every fiber of my being. They should have beat the Saints. Saints got completely given that game with the Drew Brees hit. And I just... it does not make any sense to me how these guys do not get fined the same amount as like the players. Players get fined for these ticky-tack little like BS hits that used to be regarded as top-tier play. I was talking about Lott for the 49ers, how he used to just manhandle guys and just tear their heads off. And that was, that was people like that. I like that. That's football. That's football. And you touch Drew Brees, Amon Brooks did, just hit him with a great hit, and it looked like his neck went forward. So because of that, they gave him a penalty, which kept their drive alive. Just like today, we were given a holding call, which could have gone either way. Right? At the time, I was like, call it BS. But I am a biased fan. Not going to deny that. But I'm pretty sure 95% of you out there, even San Francisco 49ers fans, the logical ones who are complete dicks, and there is some out there, can see that was a terrible call. Just like I saw that was a terrible call for you guys. It was BS. I posted about it and thought it was just shit. But it's just, I don't know. I keep talking to my father and others, and they say, well, the quality of the NFL is going down, and people are going to stop watching. And I think that's bullshit. Nobody's going to stop watching. They can turn into flag football. People will still keep watching. So, Goodell can just do what he wants. Goodell is a piece of shit, in my opinion. I cannot stand the man. I think he is a terrible commissioner. I think Paul Tagliabue is so much better. I think he came in and fixed the situation with the whole lockout. Came in there in like a week. When Goodell was just so steadfast. Just, oh, man. I like to hear from all you guys, though. I mean, I'm going to start doing a series on this, but this freaking hurts because I'm scared for next week. The Rams are a damn good team. And especially with that second pick next year they're getting for the Redskins, they are going to be freaking good. I thought they were going to be, like, amazing this year. They just had a bad start. They're a freaking good team. I respect them. I respect the Cardinals, too. Bruce Arians done a good job. But, you don't come into the CenturyLink field and win with 4 picks and, like, less than 200 yards offense. I mean, that's not supposed to happen. But 100 yards of penalties? I mean, and some of them were just stupid. Like, 10 seconds after play, our guys would shove them. I hate that. I hate that call, but you know it's going to be called. You know it's going to be called because this league is being pussified. Just pussified by Goodell and his check. Give me your money. Give me your money. I know the money doesn't go to him. He's just a scumbag. He's just a scumbag. I mean, and I've had to go through this with the Seahawks Steelers Super Bowl. Anybody who doesn't say that game there was something up is just an idiot. There's stuff that goes on in this league, and it's pretty obvious because Jerome Bettis, he was coming back to his town, his Detroit town, gonna retire. It was a storybook end. Yeah, they didn't play the best game, the Seahawks, but they got 3 touchdowns taken away from them. They got a turnover taken away from them. They were given. It was a terrible game. It was a terrible game, and even Bill Levy, the official of that game, came out and said he affected the game. He made calls in the fourth quarter that affected the outcome of the game. The only thing he could have said more was like, if I didn't make those calls, the Seahawks would have won the game, which is exactly the case. This is exactly the case. But they can't do that. They can't go back and say, sorry, Steelers. Seahawks won that game. They can't do that to the Green Bay thing last year. And being a Bucs fan, I see that there was angles to the Green Bay thing last year. But at the time, originally, I thought that was an interception. That was an interception last year. Obviously those were replacement officials, but these guys aren't much better. These guys are terrible. Terrible. What? Everybody has felt like these calls are just awful. Just uncharacteristically bad this year. Santana Moss came out and said that it's the worst he's seen. He's been in the league for like 15 years. And these players get fined for speaking their opinion. It's a dictatorship that Goodell has just got a stranglehold over these people. Pete Carroll comes out and says today, well, I don't know what those pass interference calls on Richard Sherman. But he really wants to say, what the fuck kind of call was that on Richard Sherman? But he can't do it. He can't speak his mind. He can't say anything like that. Mike Holmgren came out after the Super Bowl 40, and said, I didn't know we have to play the guys in stripes, and he got fined a ton. God, I can't stand the officials of this league, man. In the end, we lost. The Arizona Cardinals played the best defense I've seen them playing against the Seahawks. Russell Wilson was completely contained. And Darrell Bevell, our offensive coordinator, is too stuck in his ways, and he helps the Cardinals with this predictable play calling and just, to be honest, idiotic play calling. But, yeah. I'm going to start the series, like I was saying. It's going to be weekly. And hopefully we see the Hawks in the Super Bowl. You Hawks fans out there. Other guys, good luck to you, but it's all about the Seahawks, man. It's all about the Seahawks this year. Got to stop raging after games, man. Act like I'm in them. Okay. Talk to you guys later.